The birth of a supercontinent, Pangea's formation. Imagine a world where all of Earth's land was connected. This was reality about 300 million years ago. We call this supercontinent Pangea, meaning all lands. How did Pangea form? Thanks to plate tectonics. Earth's crust is made up of massive pieces called tectonic plates. These plates float on molten rock beneath, moving and colliding. Over millions of years, these movements brought all the continents together. The process was slow, like your fingernails growing. As the continents collided, they created massive mountain ranges. The Appalachian Mountains in North America and the Ural Mountains in Russia formed this way. These mountains are remnants of Pangea's formation, telling the story of this ancient supercontinent. Life on Pangea, climate and biodiversity. Life on Pangea was different from anything we know today. Imagine a world with no separate continents, just one giant landmass. This had a huge impact on Earth's climate and life. The interior of Pangea was dry and hot, like a desert. The ocean, which usually brings moisture inland, was too far away. The coasts had a more moderate climate with more rainfall. In the dry interior, only the toughest plants like ferns and early conifers could survive. Along the coasts, lush forests thrived. Pangea was home to early dinosaurs, massive amphibians, and strange-looking reptiles. The single landmass allowed animals to spread far and wide. Species that we now find on separate continents evolved from common ancestors on Pangea. It was a world of evolutionary experimentation, setting the stage for today's biodiversity. The Great Breakup. Plate tectonics in action. About 200 million years ago, Pangea began to break apart. This wasn't sudden. It happened slowly over millions of years. The force behind this breakup? Plate tectonics. Tectonic plates are always moving, sometimes towards each other, sometimes apart. In Pangea's case, the plates started to drift away, creating cracks. Magma from deep within the Earth rose up, filling the gaps and creating new oceanic crust. This process is called seafloor spreading. The breakup of Pangea wasn't uniform. Some parts split faster than others. This led to the formation of new oceans and seas. The Atlantic Ocean began as a narrow strip of water between what would become Africa and South America. The breakup of Pangea marked the beginning of a new chapter in Earth's history. From one to many. The emergence of Laurasia and Gondwana. As Pangea broke apart, it first split into two large landmasses, Laurasia in the north and Gondwana in the south. Laurasia included what would become North America, Europe, and Asia. Gondwana contained South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and India. These two supercontinents were separated by the Tethys Sea. Life on these supercontinents evolved separately, leading to differences in plant and animal life. Marsupials, like kangaroos, evolved in Gondwana, which is why we find them in Australia and South America. Gondwana began to fragment about 180 million years ago. The world was slowly taking on a more familiar shape. Shaping our world. The formation of modern continents. The breakup of Laurasia and Gondwana led to the formation of today's continents. North America and Europe were once joined, separating about 60 million years ago, creating the Northern Atlantic Ocean. South America and Africa began to drift apart about 140 million years ago, forming the South Atlantic Ocean. India's journey was dramatic. It broke away from Gondwana and collided with Asia about 50 million years ago, creating the Himalayas. Australia and Antarctica were the last to separate, about 30 million years ago. Australia drifted northward to its current position, while Antarctica stayed at the South Pole, becoming covered in ice. These movements involved complex tectonic plate interactions. The continents we see today are the result of millions of years of geological activity. The Atlantic Ocean continues to widen as North America and Europe drift apart. The coastlines of South America and Africa still match up, evidence of their past connection. The Himalayas, including Mount Everest, are relatively young in geological terms. Earth's surface is constantly changing, shaping the world we know. Earth's ongoing saga, future continental shifts. The tectonic plates are still moving, reshaping our planet. Scientists predict Africa might split in two, with a growing rift in East Africa potentially becoming a new ocean. Australia is moving northward and might eventually collide with Southeast Asia. California is slowly sliding northwest along the San Andreas Fault. Another supercontinent might form in the future, called Pangea Ultima. In this scenario, the Atlantic Ocean would close up and the Americas would collide with Africa and Europe. This new supercontinent could form about 250 million years from now. These are just predictions. Earth is full of surprises. Our planet is dynamic and always changing. The continents we see today are just a snapshot in Earth's long history. They've changed before, and they'll change again, reminding us of our ever-changing planet.